Before you try to figure out if optimism, if being happy often is even a good thing, before you even figure that out, the question is, why is it important to be happy? Why is it important to have optimism to begin with? Why not just be sad? I'll give you a couple reasons. Number one, when you're happy, you're healthier. Automatically, your cells are healthier because when you're depressed, when you're sad, when you're stressed out, you're actually corroding your physical body. Your physical body is being affected by it. So if you want to live longer, if you want to have a better life, you have to be happier. You have to be more optimistic. It's proven over and over and over that even people with cancer, when they infuse themselves in positivity, they see positive results in their life. That's number one. Number two is happier people are more successful in business because they give up less often. So what ends up happening is they have more chances to win. And also the third thing is happier people typically have better relationships with other people because they're not assuming that other people are doing crap to them. And instead they're assuming positive intent because they're focused on optimism. So they end up feeling more fulfillment from their relationships and more meaning in their life. So, and there are many other reasons, but those are three reasons why it's very important that if you're not the optimist right now, realize that that can change. And you might be pessimistic about that, but that's fine. Push that aside for a minute and learn how to create optimism. And right now I'm going to teach you a few tips that'll help you do this. Now realize that pessimism is learned hopelessness. The fact that you're negative, essentially what you're saying is that you're not in control of your life. And when you say you're not in control of your life, you're hopeless. And when you're hopeless, you don't even try. You become resigned. You become cynical. And when you're resigned and cynical, you're not helping the situation. You're not going to change the situation. You're going to get stuck in that vicious cycle. So if you want to change the situation, if you want to make the situation better, if you want to improve, you got to realize that it's literally a habit. Learned hopelessness is a habit, and you can actually learn how to be hopeful and how to be present and how to be optimistic and how to focus on what's working instead of what's not working. But you have to first have the first step of awareness. If you're not even aware and you don't accept where you are, it's not going to happen. If you want to watch or listen to my previous clip about self-improvement, about self-esteem, we talked about the 6 steps to self-esteem, the different things you need to do. But right now, this is about learning how to be positive. Learning how to be positive is, there are 3 steps to it. Number 1 is your body. So your body, when it's not moving, so I was talking to this teenager and he was telling me how he's depressed about life and this and that and the other thing. And I said, how do you feel when you play a good game of ball? A good game, he's like, oh, a ball makes me happy. I was like, why does ball make me happy? I was like, because ball's good. I said, no, the reason why playing sports or exercising makes you happy is because there are chemicals, there are hormones in your body that get produced that actually make you feel the feeling of happiness. So if you want to induce happiness, you can wait for happiness to come, or you can exercise and create happiness in your body. So step number 1 is get moving, move, because energy, when you have more energy, you have the ability to be happy. When you have lower energy, you're going to end up being sadder automatically. You got to move. You got to get out of your comfort zone, and you got to break a sweat. So number 1 is your body. Number 2 is your focus. What are you focused on? Focus is actually a habit. You could focus on the things that are working, or you could focus on the things that are not working. You could allow the world to focus you based on the stimulation that the world has, based on circumstance, or you can control your focus and focus on the most important things, on your priorities, on your goals, on what you want to accomplish. And when you focus on that and you start seeing progress, then you start feeling happiness. And then there's language. Are you using specific language, or are you using very general language? Negative people, or people that are often more pessimistic, tend to use negative language and general language. They say, my life sucks. Things are just not good. Instead of being very specific, and instead of saying there's a very specific incident that happened, that we're like optimists say that there's a very specific incident that happened, this is what happened, and this is how I feel about what happened. Even if they feel sad sometimes about a specific incident, and it isn't their life. It isn't just over. It isn't hopelessness. It's very, very specific. So if you're being general with your terms, if you write down your problem and you're writing a general problem, There's no way to solve a general problem. You got to be specific, and the more specific you are with the problem, the more likely you are that your brain will figure out a way to solve this problem, which will give you more self-esteem, more self-respect, more self-efficacy, and you'll realize that you are the master of your own destiny. You'll realize that you have the ability to create more. And when I talk about language, I'm also talking about being specific. People say, I want to be happy. What does it mean that you want to be happy? What does it mean? That's a general thing to do. That's something that's not really attainable, to just be happy all the time. What you want is you want to break down happiness. What is happiness? Is happiness love? Is happiness inspiration? Is happiness joy? Is happiness pride? Is happiness gratitude? Is happiness passion? Is happiness creativity? People have a lot of words to describe their negative states, but they only have 1 or 2 or 3 words to describe their positive states. And the key is for you to use language, like when you're talking about joy, even the word joy. Are you talking about joy? Are you talking about serenity? Are you talking about peace? Are you talking about surprise? Are you talking about being thrilled, being interested, being inspired? What are you talking about? Like, be very specific about how you feel and get into that zone. Get into the zone of hope, of enthusiasm. Get into the zone of not just gratitude, but gratitude and kindness. You want to feel kindness in your heart. You want to feel gratitude and appreciation in your heart. The more you use these words, the more alive you feel, because you're feeling the different texture of happiness. It's not just happiness, but you're feeling what's inside happiness, and that makes you feel more free, more alive, more capable. How about this word? Here's a word that a lot of people don't use when they talk about how they feel. When was the last time that you felt playful? Think about this. When was the last time that you felt playful? Playful is a powerful word that optimists sometimes feel. They're feeling playful. They're feeling free. They're feeling open. They're feeling creative. This is a powerful word. You don't have to literally feel this euphoria of happiness every single time. You're not winning a score. You're going to have your ups. You're going to have your downs. You're going to have your flat lines. But realize that you're not always going for that general feeling of happiness. Realize that you need to build habits, whether they're physical habits, whether they're focused mental habits, or whether they're language habits of using the right words to help you be able to get to your goal, because our reality is created in words. Everything that we do is created in words. So don't try to build too many habits. Build one habit. Build a habit of talking a certain way and saying certain things to certain people. Now, there are people around you that might not be helping your positive attitude, might not be helping you build this habit of positivity. If you want to have good eating habits, hang around with people that have good eating habits, and you're going to eat like them. If you want to have good exercise habits, hang out with people that like to exercise. Find friends that like basketball. Find friends that like soccer. Find friends that like running. And what's going to end up happening is you're going to run more often, because that's what your friends are doing. You're going to mirror your friends. You're going to mirror the people around you. So if you want to have more positive energy, hang around with people in our group which help you get motivated, which help you get inspired, which help you get full of joy, amusement, pride, creativity, gratitude, passion, love. These are words that you need to include in your life instead of being general. Instead of being hopeless, be hopeful. Realize that you have a tremendous amount of power inside you. And when you feel that power, when you start realizing that, you know what, my life is really in my hands. I can make a difference. I can control my own thoughts. I can focus my energy. And all this negativity, all this hopelessness is all learned, is all something that I actually picked up somewhere, some programming that I got from somebody else, and I don't even want this programming. This is not me. This is not who I am. I am a free spirit. I am a person of love, not a person of fear that's running around being scared of their own shadow, but instead is full of happiness and joy and inspiration and love, and wants to do more and wants to progress and wants to be passionate and wants to be enthusiastic and wants to be alive and vitality and have power and freedom and wants to express themselves openly and freely and love more. When you feel that happiness and that joy, well, then you get motivated. Bring more enthusiasm in your life. Bring more joy in your life, and create your very own breakthrough by identifying your body, your focus, and your language. Bam.